Good evening, dear listeners. As night wraps its cloak around us, I invite you to settle in, lie down, and let the world fade away. Tonight, we journey together into a tale woven from the threads of tragedy and triumph, a story that resonates with the power of human resilience. In the quiet moments before sleep, let us explore the echoes of Chernobyl, a reminder of past sorrows and a beacon of hope in the darkness. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and prepare to be transported. Alexei, once an engineer brimming with confidence in the promise of nuclear power, now bore the weight of a tragedy that had darkened his soul. The Chernobyl disaster, a night that forever changed the course of his life and many others, loom large in his memories. As the reactor exploded, it not only released a cloud of radioactive poison, but also shattered the illusions of safety and control that had been so carefully constructed around nuclear energy. The immediate aftermath was chaos, a desperate scramble to contain the invisible enemy that had been unleashed. Alexei, among those who had survived, was evacuated, leaving behind not just a home, but a fragment of himself. Decades passed, and the world moved on, but the scars of Chernobyl remained, etched into the land and the people affected by it. Alexei's career took a turn towards science, driven by a need to understand what had gone wrong and to ensure it would never happen again. His expertise led him back to the exclusion zone, not as a resident, but as a researcher determined to study the most dangerous remnant of the disaster, the elephant's foot. This mass of corium, formed in the aftermath of the meltdown, was a deadly symbol of human error. And yet, for Alexei, it also represented a chance for redemption, an opportunity to learn from the past. Equipped with the latest in radiation protection gear, Alexei and his team embarked on their expedition. They were a mix of scientists and engineers, each with their own reasons for venturing into the heart of the exclusion zone. The journey was a silent one, the air filled with an unspoken understanding of the risks they were about to face. As they approached the ghost town of Pripyat, the reality of what had happened here hit them with renewed force. The empty streets, the abandoned buildings, and the iconic Ferris wheel standing still against the sky were poignant reminders of the suddenness with which disaster had struck, leaving behind a town frozen in time. The exclusion zone, a sprawling testament to the disaster, was eerily silent as Alexei and his team ventured deeper. Nature had reclaimed this place with wild flora and fauna thriving amid the remnants of human habitation. Yet, beneath this veneer of life, the land was poisoned, saturated with invisible radiation that could kill as surely as any predator. Their destination lay at the very heart of this forsaken zone, within the bowels of the Chernobyl plant itself, where the elephant's foot, a massive formation of solidified corium, lay hidden in the darkness. The elephant's foot was not just a mass of radioactive material. It was a monster born from the very core of human hubris. Discovered in the immediate aftermath of the meltdown, it had remained all these years a deadly beacon of the disaster's enduring legacy. Approaching it meant facing lethal levels of radiation, a danger that Alexei and his team were prepared to face, armed with their knowledge and protective gear. As they navigated the dilapidated corridors of the plant, the reality of their mission sank in. Each step took them closer to their quarry, to a confrontation with a silent killer that had claimed many lives. The air was thick with dust, and the only light came from their torches, casting long shadows on the walls. The closer they got to the chamber housing the elephant's foot, the more the radiation meters warned of the invisible danger that lay ahead, a constant reminder of the fine line between courage and folly. They stood at the entrance to the chamber, a doorway that seemed to lead straight into the bowels of the earth. Inside, the air was heavy, charged with an unseen menace. The elephant's foot lay before them, a grotesque monument to disaster, its surface rough and pockmarked, emitting a deadly glow. Alexei felt a chill run down his spine as he beheld the object of his long-held fascination and fear. This was the heart of the darkness, a place few had dared to tread. Despite the fear that clutched at his heart, Alexei stepped forward. The elephant's foot, with its bizarre, almost organic appearance, was a stark reminder of the disaster's power to alter the very fabric of reality. Yet, as he began his work, taking readings and samples, Alexei was struck by a profound sense of purpose. This was more than just a scientific expedition. It was a pilgrimage, a chance to confront the past and to find meaning in the midst of desolation. As they worked, Alexei pondered the paradox of the elephant's foot. It was a killer, a remnant of a disaster that had caused untold suffering. Yet, it also represented a unique opportunity for learning, a chance to study the effects of radiation in ways that could one day help prevent such tragedies. The data they collected here, in the shadow of death, could help pave the way for safer nuclear technologies or even advances in medicine. The mission was a success, but as Alexei and his team made their way back to the safety of the outside world, they knew that the true impact of their work would only be revealed in time. They had confronted the legacy of Chernobyl, not with the aim of conquering it, but of understanding and learning from it. The exclusion zone, with all its dangers and scars, was a reminder of the cost of progress, of the need for respect and caution in harnessing the forces of nature. Back in his lab, analyzing the data, Alexei felt a sense of cautious optimism. The disaster at Chernobyl had been a wake-up call, a lesson in humility for all of humanity. But it also showed the resilience of life, the capacity for renewal and healing. As he looked at the results of their expedition, Alexei realized that, in the midst of destruction, there was hope. The study of the elephant's foot and the wider exclusion zone could lead to breakthroughs that might one day ensure that such a disaster would never be repeated. In the end, Alexei understood that the story of Chernobyl was not just one of tragedy, but also of redemption. It was a reminder of the dangers of hubris, yes, but also of the incredible potential for humans to learn, to adapt, and to overcome. The elephant's foot, once a symbol of death, had become for him a beacon of hope as our journey through the shadows and lights of Chernobyl comes to a close. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you for allowing us to share this moment with you. If our tale has touched your heart or ignited your imagination, we kindly ask you to share this experience. Like and share with friends, inviting them to join us in these nightly voyages into stories that move and inspire. Until next time, may your dreams be gentle, and thank you once again for being part of our storytelling family.